best and brightest senior all-star soccer players from all of North Central Ohio are here in one place this morning at the fabulous new Shelby Athletic Complex to go toe-to-toe in the NCOSSCA Girls All-Star Game. We're going to have all the action coming up for you guys live and free, and it's exclusively on the OH Report. Next.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
But I guess unbox the icons, and turn up every moment with Frito-Lay Variety Pack.
Good morning, folks, and welcome into the NCOSSCA Girls All-Star Showcase. My name is Brian Skowronski, and I'm going to be on the call with you guys here this morning for what's a great event. It's a scholarship fundraiser and then also allows some of the best senior athletes that we have in all of North Central Ohio to show out on the high school soccer pitch one last time. So we're going to bring you all the action after we step aside real quick and honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Here comes the Star Spangled Banner. All right, so we have honored America and are just about ready for some girls high school soccer all-star action. A lot of great players are going to be on display. A lot of players that you've come to know and love right here on the OH Report. Lexington well represented. We've got kids from Mansfield Christian, Mansfield Senior, Mount Vernon, Crestview, Oak Harbor, Norwalk, Tiffin Columbian, Loudonville, Port Clinton, Shelby, Perkins, Highland, Clear Fork, Ashland, and Clyde all have representatives here this morning. We're going to begin, though, with a quick player spotlight, and we're going to check out Morgan Schaefer, presented by the Clear Fork Athletic Boosters. Most improved player on the Clear Fork squad this season. Displayed a lot of great sportsmanship as well, looking to continue at the next level. Maybe not playing soccer, but major in business. And Morgan, such a great playmaker throughout her career. 8 goals she scored, 3 this season, and she really anchored a defense that pitched 11 shutouts. So big ups to Morgan Schaefer, and huge thank you to the Clear Fork Athletic Boosters as well as the Ontario Athletic Boosters for helping provide this player spotlight. And we have many more that we're going to dive into throughout the course of the match. And we're also going to have a couple of special guests who are going to be joining us via some video calls, a couple of college soccer players. One was involved in this match, the other doing some big things right now at the collegiate level. So a lot of exciting stuff to come here on our live and free broadcast. And got to thank our generous sponsors for bringing you all the action, including Directions Credit Union, who is responsible for your pre-game coverage, as well as your halftime and your post-game today. As a nonprofit financial cooperative, Directions Credit Union is different by design. Directions isn't just lower fees and better rates, it's a better way to bank. Frito-Lay, where it's always good fun. The Sutton Bank. Earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. And MWD Logistics. You need a warehousing and logistics partner that gets your storage needs. Well, store and move your And we welcome you back here to the NCOSSCA Girls All-Star event. And I've got the guy that kind of gets this thing all put together. Chris Laux joining me here and now up in the booth. And we've got much better weather than we did a season ago, Chris, and a lot of great players here. It's just overall, it's an awesome event. It's a fundraiser, and it's a good time for these girls to get together with players that they've been competing against for a long time, or maybe on some club teams they'll get to play with, and they get to all come together for one morning.
Yeah, well, the first thing is that weather comment, that's for sure. I mean, it's cold, but at least it's not snowing. Yeah, if you remember last year,
oh, I do.
We had snow all through the boys' game, and then we actually had to stop the girls' game at halftime just due to the amount of accumulation of snow we had. So yeah, it's a little brisk out there, but you know, the sun's going to pop out here, and we're going to have a good day of soccer. So
from being down there on the field with these athletes here pre-game, did you get a sense and a vibe that you know that these girls are ready and really playing for wins, or does it more just seem like it's kind of a fun atmosphere, Chris? What was your sense of the girls out on the field?
I think it's a fun atmosphere, but I think once they get on the field, like any athlete, you know, you're looking to compete. So
then you want those wins.
Exactly, yeah. So I mean, it'll probably be a little fun to begin with, and then if it gets close at the end, I'm sure those competitive juices will kick in for these ladies. So
give some insight to the folks at home that are watching as to how some of these players are selected and who gets to be a part of today's event.
Yeah, well, today actually is strictly seniors, and they're submitted by their coaches. So if you're a senior athlete, you can submit a nomination to the two vice presidents of our district run the All-Star event. So on the boys' side, that's Chris McClenathan of Ontario, and on the boys' side. On the girls' side, it's actually Greg Atkinson, who's our vice president of girls. So they put the rosters together. We asked the coaches to kind of submit them and rank them in order. So you know, if we feel like we have too many, obviously we take you know, the top ones as they're submitted by their coaches. I think all of them have district. There's a few maybe that don't have district honors, but yeah, I mean, that's what we're looking for first, is that they have some sort of district honors, either first team, second team, or honorable mention. So
yeah, no question. A ton of the players that are involved here today were some top performers, of course, during the season. And it's always fun to watch them, and how are they going to combine with each other? The likes of Lexington trying to play with Mansfield Christian. They go head-to-head during the regular season, and then you sprinkle like some Ontario in there. So it's always interesting, I think, to see how long it takes, number one, for them to kind of get a feel for one another, and number two, do they even like playing with one another, these rival girls?
Well, you mentioned club earlier, though, and I think a little bit of that club atmosphere has kind of changed that. Yes, there's rivalry in the high school, but a lot of these girls know each other from club. They play together on club teams, and so I think you have a little bit more camaraderie than maybe you did in the past. So yeah, I think they enjoy it. I mean, and it won't take long for them to kind of get the feel for how somebody else plays. Like I said, they're good soccer players, and so they're gonna pick up on that pretty quick.
So far, we've had the girls wearing the dark uniforms that have basically dictated the entire first 5 minutes of the match, as the ladies in the white. Now they're looking to control here through the midfield, Chris. But go over the roster real quick, and on the home side, wearing the dark uniforms, we've got Aubrey Coleman, Macy Chambers, Molly Worley, Olivia Workman. That's a lot of Lexington girls that are all a part of the mix.
Ooh, got a little run here.
And now here is Coleman, who's having to defend and swat it out of there. They're paired with Noelle Bear, Abby Little, Alyssa McFadden of Mansfield Christian, Kaya Wentz playing from Mansfield Senior today. Mount Vernon has a couple of players, Anna Summerfield and Ella Conway. And then Emma Almond of Crestview will join Lily Detre, Adrian Scheitz of Oak Harbor, and then Josie Thomas, Alina Bigler, Hannah Stephanie of Norwalk, and then we've got Mackenzie Davis of Columbian.
Yes, yeah, and on the girls' side, actually, what we do is we try to kind of divide up, the teams amongst the district. On the boys' side, actually, we've been doing a little bit different over the last couple of years. We've actually kind of taken majority of players from the SBC or from the northern part of the district versus the players from the Mansfield area or the southern part of the district. So it's a little different on the girls' side. We try to mix up the rosters on the girls' side, and hopefully to have a good competitive game. So yeah.
And I think for the boys that they like that being put into conference versus area. You'll see that in different sports where they'll break it up that way. So it probably actually makes the competitive juices flow a little bit more. You want to represent for your area and or kind of take down the other guys.
Definitely, yes. No, and I think at the district level this year, in terms of the tournament was concerned, I think Ontario and Norwalk had a good battle, and I'm trying to think who Lex played in the district semifinal. I know that district final was all Mansfield area again, but anyway, yeah, no, it's on the boys' side actually it's a little bit more competitive, and so we've gone with that format of SBC versus Mansfield area, or North versus South. So nice cross. Ooh.
Oh yeah, good ball. Looked like that one played into their own player. Take another look here on the Sutton Bank replay. Great looking cross, as you mentioned, Chris. But
yes.
Look at this, the shot.
Good one touch.
Friendly fire right there.
You mentioned earlier Lexington, a lot of Lexington girls. I mean, they really had a nice run there at the end of the year. And as far as our district champions, teams from our district that were district champions this year, obviously Lexington on both the boys and the girls side. And then the Worcester boys and the Mansfield Christian boys were also district champs. So that was nice representation from our district in terms of tournament action. So, and then Lexington ran into extremely tough Copley team who ended up winning it all on Friday. So,
yeah, that was the best girls soccer team that I had the privilege to watch this season. That Copley team was absolutely loaded, and we had a little bit of debate and discussion during the match of, do we think that they could match up with those 2020 Madison Lady Rams? I think that they were that good, and we're going to have a member of the Madison Lady Rams join us on a call here in just a couple of minutes, that being Phyllis Stanfield. So looking forward to talking with her. She, too, just got an accolade at Ashland University. They just won a championship, too, Chris. So
yes,
we got some girls doing some cool things.
Yeah, yes, and then unfortunately dropped the first tournament game, but again, great year. Yes, definitely. Very good player, All-American from Clear Fork, Deja Swihart, is an assistant coach there at Ashland. So played at Ashland, and now she's coaching. So.
Got a battle for possession in the box, and
Good shot.
not a lot of pace behind that one. As we got another save out there, so 3 shots now for the home squad, 2 of them on net. And a couple of saves for the girl in the dark jersey.
Yeah, action's kind of moving back and forth a little bit. Like you said, the dark team seem to kind of have the run of play to begin, but I think the girls in the white jersey are starting to kind of find their footing.
All right, Chris, before we let you get out of here and we welcome Phyllis into the broadcast, give the guys who are watching a little bit more insight about this. This is more than just a soccer match. You're trying to raise some money for these young ladies as we get a nice cross and probably the best opportunity that we've seen so far here in the early going. But what all is involved here from your aspect of trying to make this a little bit more than soccer?
Yes, every year the district hands out 2 $1,000 scholarships, one for each girl, one for a girl, one for a boy each year. So this is part of the way that we raise money for that scholarship is obviously the attendance, the admission for today, looking for sponsorships from folks like yourself, and then part of the dues that the coaches pay to when they join the Coaches Association and the district goes towards that as well. But we need every little bit to try. We've actually, when I first became president of the organization, I think the scholarship was around $250. So we've grown it over the years to we've given away $1,000. I think the last 3 years.
Very cool.
And we'd love to continue to see that grow. So yep.
Yeah, 50% of every sponsorship dollar the Orange Report is generating for this broadcast, as well as the boys in the skills competition, will be going to scholarships for the NCOSSCA. So we're privileged to be a part of it, to be out here and try to help make one of these young ladies, and then the guys too, make their dream come true with the next level. Because college is expensive, man. I know that there's this chit chat about maybe it'll be free in the future, but not right now, Chris.
No. And actually, this year's winner is Cindy Poland. From Loudonville, and she's got an impressive resume of the things that she's involved with, and we're going to present that scholarship to her, or that $1,000 at halftime of the game today. So,
awesome. We'll look forward to that presentation, and we'll tell the folks more about Sydney when we get to the half. Chris Laux, the president here for the NCOSSCA. Appreciate you dropping by, my guy.
Thank you, Brian. Appreciate. Thanks you covering.
Absolutely. All right, as we get a substitution now, we'll go ahead and we will welcome in our special guests. So I've got a member of the Lady Rams 2020 state championship winner, Phyllis Stanfield, who's also playing at the next level at Ashland University. What's going on, Phyllis? Where you at? What you up to? But you were able to win the conference championship and enjoying a lot of success at the next level. So your high school playing days, you were one of the best teams, the best 4-year runs any team in the state of Ohio has ever had. How much do you think that helped prepare you for the college game? And what about all-star events like this, getting a chance to go head-to-head with some of the other best players from around the area? Did you get a chance to participate in a couple of these, and what was the meaning for you in terms of getting to see some of the best and playing alongside them as well? So sports, it's definitely one of those like common grounds where everybody can come together, of course, and it sounds like you can make friends just hanging out the one time, the one day. So that's really cool that you've been able to keep in contact. And I'm sure that you and a lot of the members of the Lady Rams State Championship team, you guys all got to be keeping in touch, right? Yeah, no question about that. And actually, I believe that we're going to have Taylor join us at some point during the broadcast. So looking forward to talking to her. When you look back on that special season, the state championship season, Phyllis, if there's one special memory that you want to share that you think about maybe more than any other. Oh, big shot right there and a nice save in the net by the keeper. I got to say, I'm a little disappointed that it wasn't the Lady Rams after party that we had down at OH Report Studios where you guys all came together for the games. Yeah, that was a pretty wild night. You guys were all great sports. Had an awesome time putting that together. And now some of the younger girls, like the freshmen that were on that team, seeing what they've become and some of the underclassmen that you tried to help develop. What is that like now as a college girl? Do you still keep in touch quite a bit with the current team and Zach Huff and the staff? And what is your relationship now with Lady Rams Soccer? Yeah, and I'm looking at the roster right now, so maybe a little pep talk needs to be happening from you. No Madison Lady Rams represented today at the NCOSSCA All-Star game. What's up with that, Phyllis? Could be. Yeah, no question about it. And I'm sure as these next couple of years unfold, there's going to be a lot more Lady Rams that are competing in these all-star type events. So real quickly, before we let you go, since you've been able to be one of those girls that you're playing at the college level, you're enjoying it, you're having a great time, quite a few of the girls on our roster today in this game, they're uncommitted or undecided. A few of them are on the fence. Do I want to try to play at the next level or not? What advice would you give to a girl that's maybe trying to figure out where do they want to go play and if they even do want to play at the college game? Awesome advice, spoken like a true champion. 2020 state champion, and this year playing for Ashland and winning a conference championship. Phyllis Stansfield, thanks so much for the time, and looking forward to catching up with you again in the future. All right, anytime. All right, so really cool to get a chance to chit-chat there with Phyllis, one of my favorite players from that 2020 squad. And, man, what a fun night that was when all of the girls come down to the studio after winning the state championship. They had the trophy, they had the swagger, and it was such a great mixture of, I believe they had 11 seniors on that team, a lot of freshmen too. That was a fun team, and glad to be keeping in touch with a couple of those young ladies still, and just cool to see. Anytime we have a player in any sport from North Central Ohio that goes on to the college game and is really enjoying some great success, it's fun, it's inspiring, and I look forward to seeing probably quite a few of these girls moving on to the next level. We've had a lot of back and forth going on here. Couple of shots, nothing super dangerous up to this point. And we showed you, though, the entire roster for the ladies in the dark uniforms. Let's check out the home squad now that are wearing the white, presented by the Directions Credit Union. And, you know, a lot of first-team district players out there, some second-teamers as well. When you look at Bittinger from Ashland, Beverly as well. Lily Wertman is not participating today, but Morgan Schaefer, her teammate, is. Shelby with a couple of girls. It's a newer program. They've been having a lot of success here lately. Mapleton as well. And it looks like we've just got a shot and a goal here for the white team. So we show you who's playing for them, and then they start showing out. Big shot and on the board. We're going to replay that for you here in just 1 second, show you how it shook out. Check out the celebration again, because that's what it's all about. I mean, the goals are cool, but it's really just fun to have the celebration as well. Almost even as cool as scoring the goal. Here's another look. Looked like the dark squad tried to clear it. No dice. And then just putting it in the corner pocket. The white team taking a 1-0 advantage. And I recognize quite a few of these girls out here on the pitch. Don't have numbers associated with my roster up here in the booth. I definitely know that it was a young lady from Loudonville. That's probably Sydney. I think that's the girl that's going to be receiving the scholarship at halftime. So Sydney Poland pulling her white squad out in front. 1-0. And looking for more as she able to get through Aubrey Coleman. And with Lexington having so many girls participating and out on the field here at one time, you would think the dark team would be able to just have that continuity, be able to try to translate from defense into offense, as that one skips by Josie Thomas and out of bounds, so the white team right back to work. And they'll have the throw in here on the near side. 18 minutes remaining here in the opening half of this girls all-star match. Great looking ball off the cross, and we've got 2 goals here in the last 2 minutes. Poland setting it up. Awesome stuff. Look at that, and I think it just snuck its way through to the backside. Back post, big shot, and a huge goal from, I believe that is Izzy Arnett. Not even wearing a uniform out there, just got on a white shirt, trying to blend in. So maybe at the half, I don't know. I got a white shirt. I might go try to sneak out there, get a couple of reps.
Are we sure that's even a player and not just somebody that's
we're assuming, because she's got on the soccer cleats, got on the blue shorts, got to be Izzy Arnett. If you're watching out there live and free, drop us a comment. Let us know. Maybe you're more familiar with some of these players outside of our North Central Ohio areas. That's a great one-timer setup. And the shot just off target. But excellent playmaking going down at both ends of the field right now. Dark team trying to match the 2-goal deficit that they're now in. Sometimes goals, they'll come in bunches. You'll just ride that wave of momentum. Now White just trying to clear it out of their end. Not going to happen, though. Here's Abby Little. Now headed forward by Noelle Bear. Back and forth we go. Dark team looking to set up a shot. Taking their time, though. But they'll lose possession. And here comes Bailey laying it off. Nice ball here to the outside. Beautiful morning here. If you watched last year's All-Star game, as Chris outlined, I actually don't think that I've ever done a broadcast for any sport ever where weather had such an impact on what you could physically see. There was so much snow that came down at the end of the boys' match that the girls, who were the second game that afternoon, I mean, it was unplayable conditions as Little puts up that shot. Tough angle, and it's going to be saved. So the sun is shining today. It's a little bit chilly outside, but anytime that big ball of fire in the sky can bless you with its rays, it hits a little bit different. It's nice. Feels good out here today as we've got some substitutions coming in. And a throw in for the white team on the way here from the near side. Got a little fake out that time. Now Sydney, right back to her. Turns upfield looking for a shot. Wow, great looking move. Now Poland with the left foot. Just outside of the net. What a season for Sydney Poland. Believe she was the leading scorer in the entire area for the year. And as we get into the second half, we'll spotlight several more young ladies here competing in today's soccer match. Sydney really got such a good feel for the game. Good looking move here. Give and go, and this back line here for the Dark team, they've got their hands full. Forcing everything outside the 18, at least for now. Here's a
What's the temperature right now? Upset you are. Tell everybody. Take a guess.
I'm being asked to guess what the temperature is outside right now. And I'm just looking at some of the attire as that's knocked out of there by the keeper. Looks like there's a lot of winter hats and gloves, and certainly the big jackets have been broken out. So I'm going to go with a balmy 39 degrees. So it's a little bit different from what we saw last year. My goodness, this was mayhem. Look at the ball. If you can find it. I mean, the girls, I think they did vote. They played one half, and they were just like, this is not soccer. I'm not sure what we're doing out here, but it's not ideal. So much better conditions out here. Maybe even warmer than my 39 degrees. But man, that was honestly one of my top memories that I have with the OH report. Our cameras, I mean, they got so cold on the sideline and there was so much snow. We had multiple cameras for that day that we had to take them inside. They shut off on us. And yeah, I think our crew too. They had icicles growing off of their chin hairs and just had to rescue them and bring them in to the box as we get another big shot and a goal. The White Squad goes on top 3-0. They have taken total command of this match here in the early going. And all the scoring has come within the last 7 minutes of game action. Great look here on the Sutton Bank replay. Just a solid individual effort, pulling up from distance, mashing it into the corner. Ashland's got 4 players represented here this afternoon. All of them out on the pitch right now. And here's one of them making a sick move, setting up left foot. Goodbye. Perfect placement. No chance for the keeper to try to get there. So for the dark team, definitely going to have to start trying to find some offense. This young lady, Noelle Baer, can certainly do it. And she likes to pull up from way outside. It's kind of her MO. Olivia Workman's been a workhorse for Lexington all season. Can always rely on her in the midfield. And speaking of Miss Olivia Workman, let's take a look at her season up to this point. Champions of the district for the first time in more than a decade. Honorable mention in the conference as well as the district. And look at all the different things she does. I mean, this girl is way more than just an athlete. She's in the journalism club. So, hey, Olivia, we're looking for some young ladies that want to be a part of the OH report here. She also bowls, does chess, math, drama. Seriously?
She ain't got time for us.
Yeah, maybe. I don't think that she's available to do any OH report stuff. Too many other hobbies and activities. Makes me feel like I don't do enough. Looking at a resume like that.
Start doing multitasking.
I got to start. You know what? I'm gonna pull up online. I'll get a chess game going here. I'm gonna commentate. I'll do color and play-by-play, and I'll just pass it off one headset to the next. Clearly not doing enough. Thank you for inspiring me, Olivia Workman. You clearly are the class of human that I want to be, that I strive for. Getting close to 9 minutes remaining here in this opening half. Hanging out with you on a Sunday afternoon. And don't forget, we also have a skills competition coming up right after this. And then the boys All-Star game as well. Travis Barty and Hayden Gray will be on the call for that one. And might even get involved. Well, we're not sure. The skills competition is brand new this season. They're implementing, it's going to be some team activities. They're going to break it up into 3 different activities and pick a team winner, as this one will be cleared here by the dark team, but not very well. So still an opportunity for the white. Nice ball set up, right foot. And no shot. Just tried to cross it in there and look for a couple of teammates to try to make a move. So if you get a chance, please drop me a comment. Let me know how you're taking in today's action. Always great kicking it with the folks at home here, live and free. After what was a huge weekend on the OH Report, state championship volleyball, soccer, playoff football, just a ton going on. And putting a cherry on top here with the All-Star soccer event. Awesome. For the second straight season that we're involved as the live stream provider down here in the greater Mansfield area. And set up here for Abby Little, and thought better of the shot to try to poke it to the middle. Gets knocked out of there. Dark team hanging around outside the 18. Abby collects, trying to turn the corner, and she has it ripped away. Nice ball outside to the wing. And it'll go out now for a white throw-in. Defended there by McFadden. Almost an excellent through ball. Didn't quite make its way through. Trying to find Mackenzie Davis on the other end was Abby. Now she's out there running with Bigler, Thomas of Norwalk. And that cross not going to stay in the field of play, so it'll be out of bounds. Goal kick coming up. So you'll see one more time here on the Sutton Bank replay. And we will have an MVP and an interview with the best player from the match coming up after the girls' event presented by Frito-Lay, where it's always good fun. Oh, here's Little with a chance. She pulls up from distance, and it hops off of the post and into the back of the net. So Mansfield Christian and Abby Little getting the Dark Squad on the board. That's a big goal. Late time, 5:03 to go here. White had been kind of dominating. They had that 7-minute stretch where they were able to put in all three of their scores. And sometimes that's all you got to do. Just get one, get that feeling where you're able to put it into the back. See what that's able to do, if it'll spark the Dark team moving forward. Sometimes it re-energizes the squad that just got scored on as well. Off the deflection. This ball into heavy traffic. And cleared. Bear able to get a toe on it. Nice turn, good looking moves. But the connecting pass just not there that time. That was Templeman. And with our halftime looming, with 4 minutes remaining here, this is what it looked like a season ago. Yeah, if you're looking, guys, if you weren't a part of the game, can you guess from looking at the field where the match was held at? Do you see the center logo there? No, me either.
Legend has it was Ashland.
Yeah, I'm being told that it very well could have been Ashland High School. I've got the President Chris Laux back joining us again, and he's got a little giggle looking at our split screen of what the soccer match looked like a season ago. Off that cross, it's going to be deflected. Now a chance for a counterattack, building the other way. Good ball for Abby. And she's got friends running with her. Give and go to the outside. See what Little does with it. Turns towards frame, taking her time. And set up for Noelle Bear. Kind of whiffed at it, setting up the one-timer. So a missed scoring opportunity right there for the Dark Squad. As a whistle blows. And sets up the white here with a free kick. Here's Jocelyn Patterson going baseline, turns it up, and she's going to rip it. And it's going to be collected by the keeper. And Jocelyn, what a great season for that young lady. Had the game-winning goal to help fuel Lexington as they made it into the round of regionals for the first time in over a decade. And another young girl, very impressive resume, does a lot of stuff, very fast. She's also a member of Key Club and trying to go into sports communication and management. So she only has about half the hobbies that her teammate Workman has. Maybe she would have time to come jump on board with the OH report. And actually, I think I bumped into her at the fair during the summer, and she had expressed an interest perhaps in getting involved in what we do here. So who knows, Jocelyn? The door's open. Now sub 1 minute remaining here in this opening half. And we'll have the Directions Credit Union halftime on the way. Give you a few thoughts here on this first half. And I believe that also we're going to get the scholarship presentation to Loudonville's Sydney Poland as well. Presented by Chris Laux. $1,000 going to be going into Sydney's back pocket as she moves on to the next level for her collegiate endeavors. And hopefully, it looks like we're going to have a special guest as well who will be joining us to talk about what she's got going on with her soccer career and also what it was like being an all-star during her playing time. But this will take us to the end of the first half. It's the girls sporting the white uniforms that lead it 3-1. Big goal by Abby Little to bring them back within 2. So we've got a competitive match on hand here on a beautiful Sunday at Shelby High School. Keep it with us live and free. We'll be back. Directions Credit Union halftime on the way. As mentioned, is going to be accepting her $1,000 scholarship. That's Sydney Poland of Loudonville. Already got a goal in today's match and an assist as well. So I think she's the early front runner for our most valuable player, presented by Frito-Lay. And really cool anytime that you can give away some scholarship money to an athlete. And I mean, this girl You want to talk about all the accolades. I mean, she was unbelievable. First team all-district performer and, one of the leading scorers in the entire state of Ohio, regardless of division. And she started the season so hot. Loudonville had an incredible, impressive start to their campaign. And she's smart, too, a smarty pants, I hear. She's 5th in her class. Member of the National Honor Society is Sydney. And she's a member of her community. I know at one point during this last school year, she collected over $9,000 worth of classroom supplies and materials for Loudonville. So that's an exceptional human being, very worthy of being the scholarship recipient this season. Big shout out to Sydney Poland of Loudonville for earning her $1,000 check. And here at the Oach Report, we certainly will be donating, I think at least probably half that to Sydney this year. So happy to be a part as well. And there are more presentations coming up for people that just deserve to be honored. And referees, it's such a tough job. And you got to give credit where it's due. How about Andy Bear, our district referee of the year? And not just that. So if you covered or went to a soccer match this year, if you were part of it, if you had a kid who played or whatever, I'm sure that you saw Andy reffing a game, because I saw this dude on many occasions. He would go from 1 at 5 o'clock and then have to race across town and then do another one at 7 o'clock. So because of that, he's not just the district referee of the year. He's also the state of Ohio's referee of the year. Unbelievable accomplishment for Andy. And I think he also helps run some stuff in the Mansfield Christian press box too, with his daughter and his wife being a coach over there. So congratulations to both Sydney and Andy for earning those honors. Really cool accomplishments for both of them. Well, we'll step aside. We'll be back. More coverage on the way from Shelby for the girls' All-Star match.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
He takes the Tostitos, fakes left, goes right, and dives into the salsa. Now that is how you bring home the snacks.
What is he doing? Preparing for his next career as a commentator. Isn't he young for that? All the best players get broadcast deals these days.
Bill's Mafia is going absolutely crazy down here. Isn't that right, Billy? So true, so true. Back to you, Josh. Back to you. Now let's go down onto the field for the coin toss. Doesn't get much better than this.
Welcome back to Shelby High School at their fabulous new athletic complex. I am Brian Skowronski hanging out with you for the NCOSSCA Girls All-Star match, and we've got 4 total goals in the competition. The first 3 all courtesy of the White Squad. Goals coming from Sydney Poland, Izzy Arnett, and then Haley Bittinger before Abby Little put one in for the Dark team to make it 3-1 here at the half. That is presented to you by Directions Credit Union. And it's been fun hanging out with these All-Stars all morning long, and definitely got to cover maybe the All-Star of All-Stars during her high school career. And we've got us, we are joined right now by the one, the only Taylor Huff of the University of Tennessee, competing right now in the big tournament in the NCAAs, Taylor. So first, great to see you. And then number 2, tell me about how things went for you yesterday.
Yeah, we didn't get the win, unfortunately, against Xavier, but overall, great season, and it was different just because we had a different coach this year and just taking all the responsibilities and everything like that, but it was a good season, and I'm happy now, but moving on and just getting prepared for next season now.
Yeah, bummer to hear that you guys weren't able to get the victory. I was all over the state of Ohio covering volleyball and football. Didn't get a chance to keep up with you, but obviously another great season for you in the Lady Vols. So give me a little bit of insight for some of these girls out here. You know, these seniors, they're probably going to want to try to play at the next level, or at least quite a few of them. You got any advice, Taylor? Now that you're a seasoned vet now at the college game, you got 2 seasons under your belt. What would you tell some of these girls in terms of getting prepared and being ready for that collegiate game?
I think one of the big things for me was just getting stronger and lifting, because I was always the runner in high school, and I think I had to get stronger and get into the weight room after my first season at Tennessee. Obviously, I excelled and did very well, but I also needed to get stronger and more explosive, and I think I really took that upon myself this year and just become more strong, because the game requires so much more at the next level.
Now, at the high school level, obviously you were a very dynamic, awesome playmaker. And then in the All-Star events, I know that you at least played with a couple of your friends up there in Sandusky. What do you remember about the experience of getting to go, not only just head-to-head, but also be teammates with some of the other best high school players from around the state?
Yeah, no, it was so much fun just getting to play against them in regular season and getting to play with them in the All-Star game. I just remember it being so fun. I actually remember specifically the weather wasn't the best, but it was just so much fun. It was really windy that day, and we just all knew it was going to be our last high school game, so we just had fun with it, and it was a great day.
All right, we got Taylor Huff joining us from the University of Tennessee, a state champion from the 2020 Madison Lady Rams. And we had Phyllis Stanfield join us about 15 minutes ago, and I asked her what her personal favorite memory was from that state championship season. Taylor, is there any one that really sticks out to you that you kind of daydream about and you're like, man, that was a really awesome time?
I think it was when Paige stopped the PK. That was probably the best moment ever, because we all knew, she was a great keeper, but, to stop a PK, it was unbelievable in the state championship, and I don't think I'll ever forget that.
Okay, so for you now, it's the off season. What's next? What does your soccer schedule look like during the months of November, December, January?
So I actually get to come home for Thanksgiving this year, so that's super exciting.
Nice.
And we have to take a week off, NCAA rules, so we can't do anything for a whole week. And then after that week, we can start training again. And then I'll just be training by myself and individually. And then in January, I get to go to England to play against some teams there, which is going to be super exciting. I play with Cleveland Ambassadors, so I'm super excited to go to England and be able to do that. And then just getting back here and just training for the spring season.
Yeah, it's really rare that you're told, hey, you're not allowed to do anything. So what does that look like for a girl like you that's so active? How do you do nothing? What's that going to look like?
Well, right now I'm sick, so it's like I can rest a little bit, and I have that excuse because I'm not feeling the best. But once I feel 100%, it's going to be super hard for me not to do anything. So I'm super nervous for that.
Awesome that you get to come home for Thanksgiving. So put together the perfect plate for me at your family's Thanksgiving meal. How is that going to shape up on your plate?
Oh my gosh. I just really I'm a big fan of mashed potatoes and mac and cheese, so as long as I have those two things, I'll be good.
You'll be solid with that. All the carbs overload.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, Taylor. Hey, thanks so much for joining us. Awesome season again. We're always watching you from afar here on the OH Report. Your biggest supporters out here. So just keep on keeping up the good work.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, anytime. Again, that was Taylor Huff of the University of Tennessee. Just competed in the NCAA tournament yesterday. Kind of sad to hear that they didn't win. I've been keeping an eye on Tennessee all year. I sent Taylor out a text message the day, I think, of the match and was just like, hey, go get it done. But kind of a whirlwind here these last couple of days for me, being all over the state and checking out all the different competitions. And a little bit of a whirlwind of a season for the guy who's joining me right now. How about Buck Morton of Lexington? And you got a lot of ladies out there that are competing today, Buck. I'm looking at 5 of them. How meaningful is that to you to see an all-star event and basically half the roster is girls to play for you?
I mean, we did. Actually, we've got one more. Alex played today. They had someone that didn't make it. So we've actually got 6 girls out here. So, yeah, it's super exciting. This is a super special group, not just because of what we did this season. That certainly was a big part of it. But they're great kids and super hard workers. Obviously, if you want to come and play when it's 30 degrees, you're clearly love the game.
Yeah.
Because I would be home if it were me, most likely. Well, I wasn't an all-star either, so that helped too.
Yeah, you've been a part of not just a lot of young ladies' lives within the gentlemen as well. You've been a coach for a long time. From the feedback that you've heard, what is the significance of these all-star events and what it means to these high school athletes to get a pair up with some players that they never played with before and then also go head-to-head one last time as a high school student athlete?
Yeah, I think it's fun, that they get the opportunity to do this and play in this game. I don't know how overly serious they're taking it, although it's one of those things, as soon as the ball goes in play, you're going to play hard, but certainly no one wants to get hurt or do anything like that. But, it's kind of neat to be able to play with some different girls and do some different things. Obviously the girls play clubs sometimes and they maybe know some girls. But as I was standing down there a couple times when they subbed, they're like, hey, you, I'm in for you. So when you meet for one time, potentially on, what this singular day.
Sure.
But it's fun, and it's something that they'll remember, and I'm sure the score won't matter in the big scheme of things. It'll just be the experience.
I think that's what's unique about this all-star event versus basketball one that we cover, and certainly football, is there is no practice time. So these girls are just kind of coming together this morning and just like, hey, you, like you said, good to meet you. We're going to be playing with each other today.
Right. Yeah. I mean, for we've only been done for a little over a week and a half, and of course, I always say this is my favorite day of the year as far as soccer goes. Not because of the All-Star Day, because everybody's done now. No matter how good or bad you did, you're like, it doesn't matter. If you won a state title, you're done today.
Sure.
So, and it was what a great experience again for our girls, and of course, Copley. Close. Copley ended up finishing the deal and winning the state title. So I guess for us to be able to say at least we bowed out against the best is kind of a good thing.
Yeah, they I think clearly proved that they were the cream of the crop. And, man, what a great-looking move this is right here. Do you know who this is from Ashland?
Yeah, one of the Biddingers, right?
One of those Biddingers. They got a couple out there.
Yeah, I was – you can't really see their jerseys real well, but then I saw and I'm like, oh gosh, they look very similar. There's a reason for that, apparently.
Yeah, twins.
They are,
right?
Yeah.
Kaylee and Chloe.
Yeah, they're super nice players, doing different spots of the field. Ashland has always had a great program and great kids, and they're certainly a big part of that.
So, Buck, kind of put a bow on your season for us. You accomplished something you hadn't done in over a decade, and you got the extra week of practice, of course, and you get to see what the best in the state look like. I think that's pretty cool anytime that you can – you'd obviously like to win, but if you're going to lose, if it can be to the eventual state champion, that's cool. Just kind of summarize what Lexington soccer was in 2022 for me.
Well, I tell you, we knew that we had a chance to compete with everybody. We feel like that all the time. I mean, obviously, we went through this is my 6th year, and 4 of those we had to play against Taylor, which is it was hard.
Fair,
and yeah, I mean, she's a great player, and I always tell people that's a great team without her, and she just made them overly elite. I mean, she's absolutely awesome, best player that I've ever seen and probably ever will. So, for us to kind of open it up a little bit, and, Ontario was a little bit young, but obviously very good, and everyone's just kind of re-racking a little bit. And so we just kind of stepped up and played hard towards the end and made some plays and played some great D, although we're letting in some goals here.
Yeah.
But, and again, to do what we did, it was completely storybook to go through the 3 best teams in our district and then win a district title. It was absolutely huge.
So I'm glad that you brought up the fact that you had to go against Taylor Huff and the Rams for the first few years when you were there, and then you just saw this Copley team. We were having the conversation and the debate a little bit during that match that they played against you. That was such a great team from top to bottom, their ball possession, and they had similar style of athletes of Madison. Think that would have been a good contest, or you give the Lady Rams a nod?
I'm not going to say, I'm glad I went after, but if I went before, I'd definitely say Madison, but I think I would still give him the head because
Slight edge.
she's and the Stransky girl was outstanding. There's no doubt about it.
She was.
But I've seen Taylor just take games into her own hands. I don't know. I couldn't hear what she was saying when you guys were talking.
Yeah.
But I remember when she basically single-handedly defeated Rocky River on like a free kick from 40 yards and all this stuff where you were just, they were down. And then all of a sudden I had a buddy of mine from Indiana who texted me. He's like, "Who is this girl?" I go, be ready, because you'll hear her name at all different levels as she goes up. So I don't know. I'd take that Madison team, but I'm probably a little bit biased. They were a special group, and not, like I said, not just Taylor, and Copley was the same way.
Sure.
Just outstanding players, very connected, great kids. It seemed like just from the small time we got there, to be around them, and of course, the way they played was phenomenal.
Yeah, really awesome team, and then you guys as well. It was a pleasure to get to watch you, and it seemed like your squad just plays with a lot of joy. You got some great girls that seem like they got a lot of smiles on their faces. Jocelyn always sticks out to me. She just seems like she's always having the time of her life when she's playing.
Yeah, she is. And that's the thing. I know that you want the season to last as long as possible, and I think that's the biggest thing. That's always the heartbreak at this time of year.
Yeah,
it's not necessarily that you lost or anything like that, but you got to say goodbye to. I had 7 seniors, and they're all great kids, and it's just the way of the world. They go on and with their lives, which is outstanding, and they're all going to do great things. I'm sure of it. But I don't get to be around them as much, and that's what probably is the toughest part. And each year you go through, and you try to stay in contact, but they've got their own lives to live, and I'm just happy that I'm able to be a little bit a small part of it with them, and it's been a great experience to be the girls coach here in the last 6 years.
Give me some quick insight. We had a full screen graphic earlier of all the different things that Olivia Workman is a part of. What kind of girl is she? How does she have time for all these hobbies?
That was you ask each of the girls, and there's a few things, and I'm thinking, when you play, you don't have a ton of time, but apparently Olivia does everything, which I was just like, this is amazing. And she has a job. She's like, wow. She's just all over the place. And you know what? She's just one of those kids again too, where she's really, really kind of under the radar as far as even out on the field. But she's a pretty quiet kid, but she's super, and what a great leader for us. And I think everyone understood that. But yeah, the drama club and theater club and all these clubs, I'm just like, man, your head's got to be spinning. And of course, when you get down to math club and chess club, that's when I check out pretty much.
Yeah.
Those are not going to be something that I'm going to be good at.
That's for the elite of the elite.
Exactly.
Guys like us, we just step aside.
Exactly.
And we let the workmans do it.
That's why I'm here wearing a headset. Well, I'm not going to speak for you.
That's okay. That's all I do day to day. You're looking at it, Buck. This is about all I'm good for. And hey, good for another goal here is the white team. Boy, they are really pouring it on.
Yeah, they're getting some space in there. Although I do notice he's kind of shaking things up a little bit, playing some people in some different spots. And again, like I said, I don't know that anybody's. If we were playing in a regular season game, Molly'd probably be having a meltdown right now, which I wouldn't blame her. But in a game like this, you just have some fun and have a good time.
Yeah, it looked like that was Sydney Poland setting up her own teammate Anna Templeman right there. So. Amazing game so far for Sydney. She's got 2 goals, 2 assists, I mean, got to be the front runner for MVP.
Yeah. What a great play there. I love those when we drive it down to the line and then you look back to the top of the 18 instead of just trying to cross it and get it back to her feet. And that was a great finish. She's had a really great game so far from what I've seen. We don't get to see Loudonville and some of these Division III teams, not in our conference, stuff like that. So to see some of these girls out here, it's kind of fun. To see what kind of level of play, and she certainly has some speed and plays the ball well, and obviously finishes.
All right, Buck, before we let you go, just give me kind of your take on North Central Ohio soccer and how good it really is. So we're tag teaming, of course. We got the Mansfield area players playing with the Sandusky Bay Conference players, but usually when players from up north, when they come down to Richland County, it doesn't go very well for them. Just describe the level of soccer that we really have here for just this one county. It's awesome.
Yeah, we've got, I mean, on both sides, but I'd say right now on the girls' side, we've got a pretty amazing run going. Hold on a second. Come on, Joss. Come on, Joss. Oh, okay. But we've had a really good run, and again with Madison and Ontario and Clear Fork and teams we've had that have kind of not been the kind of the big name, if you will, and we've had some really good players and some really good teams beyond just this district championship team. So I don't know. I mean, we're just in a really good spot right now with talent. It just kind of keeps coming up, and that's great because you wouldn't think that getting out of a district in Richland County would be harder than getting out of a district in Columbus or Toledo. And quite honestly, it has been in the last few years. This year, no different. So, I hope they just keep coming. It's fun. It's fun to have such a high level around in our area.
And it's got to start with the feeder system, right? Just having coaches in place like yourself and the Zach Huffs and, of course, Larry Atkinson that have just been doing it for a while. And, the relationship like Brittany Bechtel, man, just a part of a lot of younger kids.
Yeah, I mean, when you look, I mean, heck, at 6 years, I mean, I'm probably the youngest of the group as far as on the girls' side. But, I did 13 years with the boys, so I've been around for a little bit, hence the gray hair and all that stuff. But yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, it's fun to see because, sometimes you run talent sometimes, whether it be football or basketball or baseball or whatever. And some years you're feeling really good about it. And some years you're like, the talent level isn't there. Like I said, right now we're in a great run with girls soccer. And again, I think the guys side too. I mean, Pete keeps winning district titles and that's obviously outstanding. And I mean, he just kind of keeps reloading. The names change, but he keeps doing the same thing. So great job by him, obviously.
Yeah, continued success all the way around over at Lexington. Buck Morton, head coach for the ladies, the district champion Lady Lex squad. Appreciate you joining us. Yeah, get geared up. You got to get the hat back on, get the gloves out.
Brother. Yeah, got to get back out there. Thanks, man. Appreciate
cool.
it.
Thank
you.
Yep. Anytime. So back to action here. 6-1 advantage. I mean, it has just been an avalanche on top of the ladies wearing the dark uniforms today. These girls in the white, led by Sydney Poland of Loudonville. Truly has been a treat to see her cook. And like Buck said, a lot of attention will be turned to the Ontarios and the Lexingtons and certainly the Madisons and Clear Forks here in the area. But the Division III teams, some of the smaller schools like Loudonville, they don't get a whole lot of press clippings, don't tear it up in tournament as consistently as some of those Division II programs that I just alluded to. But, man, what great talent and an individual special specimen like Sydney Poland. She's been the star so far of stars in this game, but plenty of more athletes that we'd like to recognize here. So let's bring up our next player spotlight here in the second half after this ball is played. Well, we'll see. Maybe get another score here off the cross. And that shot's going to be deflected and out of harm's way. So let's take a look at Gracie Rohr. How about a 4-year letter winner for the Lady Pirates of Perkins, who they broke through and had the best season in program history, back-to-back SBC champions, and they were able to win a sectional for the first time in program history. And I love the smart kids, of course. 4-year all-academic, all-Ohio, that is big time. So Gracie Rohr, awesome stuff, and versatile player too. She can play up top. She can play in the back. Each of these player spotlights brought to you by both the Ontario and Clear Fork Athletic Boosters. Huge thank you to both of them, and do support, go out to their events, and try to raise money for their athletes. Two of my favorite schools here in the area. So it looks like Abby Little is down, and she's hurting a little bit, so we'll go into another player spotlight, and glad that we had Buck up here just a minute ago to kind of shed some light on what a cool season it is, and just how fun it is for him to be a part of all these girls' lives. And he's got some kids over there playing on the soccer team. This is Aubrey Coleman and kind of her accolades and her interests. I mean, you're talking about National Honor Society, a part of the yearbook club. Also, she's a OCC honorable mention player, second team all in the district, and winning the sectional championship this year, winning a district championship for the first time in over a decade. Awesome to see girls like Aubrey. And we've got some more. How about Macy Chambers, her teammate? She's planning to go into the Air Guard, so I think that's awesome. Also wants to be a part of the criminal justice system, so she's going to be attending Bowling Green State University. Another fantastic player, second team within the conference, and as well as the North Central District. So Lady Lex, man, they had it going on this season, and we'll take a look at one more of their players, Molly Worley, their keeper. Certainly another one of those smart kids that, well, there's Jocelyn, another smart kid. They're all really intelligent kids over there on the Lady Lex squad. Scholastic achievements, part of the homecoming committee. She's also on the yearbook and the prom committee, and an honorable mention within the North Central District. I feel like she actually, Molly, good enough player that she could have earned more than that, because their entire season was kind of predicated on playing big-time defense. That's how they were able to punch their ticket into the round of regionals for the first time in a long time. So big ups to all of those young ladies over there on the Lexington side of things that were able to have one of their best seasons in program history. And we've now got another special guest joining me up in the booth today. How about Travis Big League Berardi? What's going on with you on a Sunday?
I mean, this is only the third sporting event, third different sport that we've done in the last, 26 hours?
Yeah, I was talking to my wife on the way over here today, and on the drive to the Mansfield Senior game, I started getting like a visual of, all right, I've got a 36-hour stretch. I have to do 5 different things, and I started like kind of checking them off in my head. Did the football game, the Holy Name Tiger game, and then okay, now we got to go to the volleyball, and now I got a football game. Okay, now we got the Saturday Night Pigskin, and then hey, just got to get the All-Star event. So we're on 5 of 5. Marking off the boxes, Travis.
Mm-hmm.
We've survived the weekend. We might have a couple of extra like capillaries, pursed in our eyes, but hey, Mountain Dew energy keeping you going. I like the Bang Fuel, of course, and then just all the awesome sports. That's really what is the driving force. Is
Absolutely.
That it's just a fun job, and a lot of great athletes and our local athletes that we've come to know.
And this is an amazing venue. This is my first time here.
Me too.
Since they've built it. And this
Very
is
nice.
an absolutely beautiful venue they have here at Shelby. Hopefully we'll be here more in the coming years. But, 6-1. Give me a recap of what's happened since I just arrived.
Yeah, so it was 3-1 at the break. Loudonville, Sydney Poland, she has been the star, no question about it. Her, along with Izzy Arnett and then Haley Bittinger, they all scored goals. It was 3-0 actually in favor of the White, and then Abby Little got a short time goal before the first half break to make it 3-1. And then here in the second half, Sydney's been cooking. She's handed out some more assists. She was able to hook up with either Kaylee or Chloe Bittinger. I can't tell them apart. They're twins. It's tough. One of them was able to score. And then she also, I thought it was cool, she dished out a helper to her Loudonville teammate, Anna Templeman. So it's been basically the White team. When they've had their opportunities, they've been capitalizing, and not a whole lot of shots have came for the girls wearing the dark uniforms, though. Here's one from distance, right on cue, of course, as that's taken deep from the outside by Sierra Likens or Anna Sass of Mapleton.
Mapleton had a good season this year.
And looking to have another impressive season again next year. So I think what's cool about basically every team that's competing here. Now, we just had Buck Morton up in the booth. He probably doesn't want to hear this, but of all the teams competing, his is probably the most gutted by girls that are going to be leaving just because they are seniors. So he's going to have to try to reload and retool. But everybody else, you know, just a couple of all-stars here in the senior game and bright futures all the way around.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't see many Ontario names, if at all, any Ontario names on there because they had one senior that's graduating from the starting 11. So there's, once again, the Warriors. Can they finally break through next year? Hats off to Coach Buck Morton. I saw him as I was walking in, that as you were talking as I walked in. Amazing district championship, the job they were able to do defensively, come back against Clear Fork in the semi, and then what they were able to do in extra time, the golden goal against Ontario. Then they ran into the powerhouse, the state champions in Copley.
Yeah, that's something he alluded to, and you take some solace in that. You know, your season's going to end for everyone except for one not holding the big trophy at the end of the season. So if you can lose to the team that was able to hold it, that's pretty neat.
There's a corner. Ooh, still in the box.
And then a big shot, huge deflection, and that one will sell over top. So
extra point is good.
3 different attempts here by the white squad. And look at this, cling, 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 like a pinball machine when you're in the bonus round.
And speaking of football, we're heading to New Philadelphia next Saturday.
Oh, is that where Danville's going to be playing?
It's good. It's about an hour from both schools. It's not like what the job Mansfield Senior got when they went to the state Final Four, where they had to travel far. But New Philadelphia Quaker Stadium will be the host of that game next Saturday.
And now that they're a member of the OCC, I think we need to get over there and kind of check out the facility and get to know, because they're not going anywhere. They're going to be playing the likes of Ashland, Madison, Mansfield, Senior, Lexington for a long time, years to come. So
even on a soccer pitch down there too, it's turf. So I'm guessing that's where they play their soccer as well.
Still a lot of soccer to come. Travis, of course, is going to be on the afternoon game for the boys here today. And I think that one, no offense to the ladies, but I like how it's structured a little bit better for the boys, where they've got the Mansfield All-Stars that go head-to-head with the Sandusky Bay Conference All-Stars. You can probably play with a little bit more pride when it's divided up that way. I think there's such a talent gap in the girls' game that they can't do it, and they just have to mix it up.
Yeah, that's exactly because, I mean, no offense to those Sandusky Bay girls, but it plays a little bit better down here in North Central Ohio. That's why pretty much year in and year out, you usually see 3 or 4 Richland County, Mansfield area teams playing in the district semifinal out of this, because it's just a little bit more organized down here in North Central Ohio.
Going to be broken up there by the white team as this shot comes from deep. And it's going to be off target, though.
A little bit of a breeze down there today, too, Brian. So, you know, some of these kicks are going to have to aim a little bit further right. And maybe the reason it was off target.
Yeah, that was Eliza McFadden right there of Mansfield Christian getting involved in the offense, playing on the back line today for the Dark Squad. And, you know, we've been showing split screen quite a bit throughout the day of what the field and the conditions look like for the girls last year.
Oh, boy.
So
that was something.
My heart hurts a little bit for the young ladies that had to be involved with that, because it wasn't. But at the same time, they have the memory, so I don't know. I go back and forth. They didn't get to play a real soccer match.
The boys had the memory. Snow Angels, snowball fights towards the end, and the girls, I think we're just going to play a half, and that'll be good.
And then,
I think we all were happy with that, though.
No question.
Yeah.
Chance here for the girls in the dark uniforms. Yeah, we've got some Lexington girls all connecting, 3 of them in a row, and they've got 6.
Right in front of Coach Buck Morton down here, too. So, you know, he's probably yelling at them to get that in there.
Oh, set up left foot, and this one's going to be off target. So Macy Chambers with the shot attempt.
I kind of asked you this in our post game for volleyball. I'll ask you this since this is our last soccer stream of the year together. What was your, I guess, fondest memory of this soccer season?
I'm going to let that marinate a little bit. I did, man, probably at least a couple soccer matches a week. There was a lot. The Lexington, Ontario district championship match for the boys, there's just so much juice and bad blood and energy that goes into that one. That would probably be my top pick. I've never been at a match where there were 9 cards handed out, and that was the case for that one. It got really physical. There was good back and forth, a lot of jawing going on, but I think for the players, once that final whistle blows, they really are cool with each other. So I'm appreciative of that rivalry more than any other in soccer because they get after it and they're not worried about picking up cards clearly in that rivalry.
Yeah.
But
you
once
saw it
it's
in both
over,
matches too.
yeah, handshakes, hugs, hey, it's all good type of thing. So I'd probably pick that one, and just seeing those two teams meet again to determine a district championship at the 5th straight year, awesome stuff.
And you knew it was destined from the middle of the season when Ontario started really picking things up. They battled
Sure.
with Bay, Lexington did as well, and you just felt like, yep, this is the collision course once again. That's what it was. Mine, on the other hand, seeing Mansfield Christian boys soccer, that's a nice little lunging save there. But seeing Mansfield Christian boys soccer is back. Making it to a regional, winning their district championship, and then, just one goal given up to a guy last named Mansfield, ironically, in that regional semifinal. But what an effort, what a job, and they have some good pieces coming back next year as well. So it's just great to see that Mansfield Christian Soccer is back on the map.
I agree, and actually, Peter Tem and I both bumped into Stephen Armstrong last week, and we were talking to him about that. Like, hey, since you've returned to coaching, you guys have been down for a few years. Target's back on your back, buddy. Congratulations. You're going back to regionals, and it's all fun and games, but now a little bit of pressure. And I think that they're going to be able to handle it really well because of all of the guys that you talked about. You didn't mention them by name, but
yeah, and they have one of the best players that can throw it in on the side too. It's like
Luke Zerby.
Unbelievable. If you're inside, they're normally playing on the football field, so that's how I can determine it. But anytime you're inside that 10-yard line on the football field, it's pretty much a corner kick. And that's just a great weapon that you can have on any team, having that guy that can just chuck it in. We saw that Lexington boys soccer when they won their district championship, made it to the state Final Four over Madison.
Of course.
If you have that guy that can throw it 40 yards into the box, it's just as good as a corner. And now defenses can't just kick it out of bounds. They're going to have to return it back further because no matter what, it's going to be as if it's a corner. So yeah, looking forward to that next year with them as well. Another nice save.
So that's our top memories for the boys. Start thinking on some of the coolest stuff that we saw for the girls, and I think certainly Lexington, they just felt like a big underdog going into that district championship game against Ontario. So the way that match unraveled and how Lexington got the golden goal with Patterson putting it in the back, and Ontario had all the early offense, and then the defense of those purple people eaters, they kind of eased into the match, and they were able to collect a huge, valuable win for the program. First time in a dozen years they've been on to the regionals. Might have been my favorite game to call this season. There's so much excitement, lots of back and forth, and of course seeing a little piece of history as well. Always cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, even that, their semifinal match, they're down 1-0 right before Clear Fork scores right before the half.
Good point.
And you're thinking they have all the momentum, but right back, Lexington scores, and then they get, I wouldn't say a fluke goal, but it was just one of those shots from about 25, 30 yards, just lofted up in the air. You don't know, it might just clear, but it just, perfectly placed over the top of the goalie's head, and it goes in. That's what you need in a tournament run. You need some of those lucky breaks as well, and Lexington got it, and then they got some nice breaks in that district championship, and big fan of Buck, big fan of all these coaches around North Central. They're great coaches. Larry Atkinson, you have Buck Morton, Zach Huff, Bechtel down at Clear Fork. I mean, 4 great coaches in this area, and that's why all these 4 teams are really competitors now, when maybe 6 or 7 years ago it's just Ontario.
Yeah.
Maybe Lexington. But now, with AAU soccer, with all these club teams that are around the area, I mean, our own Jesse Ryder took a team across seas to win an international championship.
Yes. Well, now, Jesse, for his birthday, and I don't know exactly the full scope of what he was doing down in Brazil, I can confirm that he has returned. So he made it out alive. There was a little bit of political unrest going on in the area.
They just had an election, yeah.
Yeah, I look forward to catching up with Jesse. I haven't seen him since he's returned. Maybe he's got like a nice tan now. Certainly the beard was coming in great. The day before he left, I mean, that was the most grizzly rider that I've ever seen.
Maybe a new look. We'll see on the soccer locker next year. But that was multiple players from multiple teams in the North Central Ohio area that went over there and defeated international squads for an international championship that he brought over here. So you see just the way soccer in this area has built up, and I hope up in the Sandusky Bay area that's starting to come around as well.
It's getting better.
You know,
I mean, we saw Perkins this year. They won their first ever sectional championship, now back-to-back in the SBC, and they were able to take down a Mansfield.
Shout out to Mansfield Senior, too. They had a great year. They had an amazing year as well, and you got to think if the weather didn't play a factor, they probably make it to districts, their first sectional championship in – how long did we say?
Yeah, I think it was about 10 years or so for the Tigers.
So even the Lady Tigers as well, Shelby, they're starting the up and coming with this brand new facility. So I'm excited to see the direction these teams are going to be coming, and like I said, hopefully up in the Sandusky Bay area that continues as well, and we'll have one heck of a district here in the upcoming years.
What's going on, Chris? We got Chris Laux, the president, back up here. Oh, he's starting to get some of the trophies out for the All-Star Player of the Game, and kind of asking our opinion now. Oh, I don't think there's any question that Sydney Poland. She's been the player in the match.
She has. She's been pretty impressive. So yes, I thought so too. I just wanted to get your opinion on it before we go back.
I got her down for 2 goals, 2 assists right now, Chris.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's very impressive. So I've been running around, so I know she's been doing well, but I haven't seen all of those. So yes, good deal. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So after you present that to her down on the field, if you want to send her up our way, we'd love to get an interview with Sydney.
I can do that. Yeah, we're doing that skills contest right after this, so I'll try to get her up here.
Okay, we'll keep it snappy with her. We'll get her back to the action.
Yeah, sounds good. Appreciate it.
Let's see if there's any more that Sydney can add on to her already impressive resume here today, though I think she's over on the bench for now. Maybe? Nope, she's out there.
So, yeah, if she gets the hat trick, I've always seen this in hockey, they get the hat trick, people throw their hats on the ice. Why don't people throw their hats on the pitch? Did they steal it from hockey? Or did hockey steal it from soccer and they just added their thing of throwing the hats on the ice?
Yeah, I feel like maybe hockey kind of invented the full hat trick, the actual term for it. But I don't know the answer. I'll
like Jory Hollenbeck, I think, has a hat on. Can we just take it off her head and throw it onto the pitch if she scores? I mean,
yeah, she does got her hoodie up over the top of her hat too, so she's double layered.
Is she wearing that jacket that? Is she wearing that jacket that has the button that warms it up
jacket,
like Iron Man or something? She had, yeah.
So for those of you out there that you're one of these cold brew type of body types like Jory Hollenbeck is, our camera lady who has to be out in the elements, she was able to find these new heated jackets. And I know they've been around for a couple of years. It's not like crazy new technology, but pretty cool. I actually, one game out of the treehouse at Lucas, I was kind of cold and she had it on. She had on multiple layers and she let me steal it from her. You just press the button and that thing, it heats up and it's pretty amazing.
Well, I will say, at Clear Fork yesterday for the Lucas Danville game, somebody brought a heater up to her camera area, so she was warm. But us, Chris Miller, Aaron Hines, and myself in our box had nothing and we're freezing.
Oh, wow.
So this may be a little bit of karma for Jory Hollenbeck out there. Have to feel the elements that we did a little bit last night. Just kidding. She's done a great job today and last night. Wonderful game.
Oh, great ball in traffic.
Ooh, another diving save.
So Bittinger with the shot. But an even better looking save that time by Worley.
And another Lexington player showing out here.
Duh,
yeah.
Yeah, great read on the ball. Diving. Making the save.
So speaking of the skills competition, am I going to see you out there trying to nutmeg some players?
Yeah, so it's going to be it's a team competition. They're going to break it up into a variety of 3 different challenges, and I've already offered all of OH Report's staff in our services. I said, Chris, if you need us to come out here and try to test some of your keepers, and or if you need us to be some keepers and jump in there, we are happy to be a part of it. As that one, not sure if that went off of the top shelf, the crossbar, or if that hit the football. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so it hit the football upright. But, you know, I floated it out there. I let them know, hey, I wore my tennis shoes today. I am prepared for soccer if they need me. Kind of.
I mean, you were a soccer player in the past, though, too, so you know the game somewhat. I have never played an organized game of the beautiful game, so
yeah, I play in the alley with the neighbor kids.
Every video with me practicing with the team, it's just going to end in disaster. So I think I'll just stay up here and commentate or something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Unless need be. Maybe a human shield.
Well, if I get the wave, like, hey, we need OH Report, I guess I'll go down there and I'll take one for the team and I'll step in and see what I can do. I'll definitely probably put a little shame to the brand.
No, that's already done with G-Man's football performance here and my performance on the softball diamond and
at the
football. Yeah.
Okay. The Hillsdale All-Star.
Almost died. Yeah.
We heard about that.
It's able to be viewed still on our Facebook.
Well
and YouTube
documented.
as well. Yeah, it's well documented. And I think I'm actually doing basketball as well. A little bit more my sport, but I am not in the shape to do anything.
What do you got going on for basketball?
I'm not giving it away.
Okay.
It's a surprise.
Okay. Little teaser. I can dig it.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Little down in the corner, knocked out. So we got a throw-in coming up for the girls in the dark jerseys who starting to run out of time here. They're going to need 5 goals in less than 4 minutes if they want to extend this thing into extra time. But
well, if Danville had a soccer team, you'd think it'd be possible after what we saw last night on the football side.
yeah, we had 4 football playoff live streams for you guys live and free last night. If you get an opportunity today, it is worth your time to go just fast forward to the final 5 minutes of all of them.
They all came down to the last play.
All of them.
They all came down to the last play.
It was
amazing.
Unbelievable. I was flipping around in the fourth quarter of our game, and I was like, hey, we're in good shape for all of our local teams. Next thing I know, I get back to the studio. They all lost. Crazy.
Kind of. My game was either or, but yeah. Yeah, it was
exciting. Here's Poland right here. She looked like she wanted to pull up and shoot it instead.
Either that or get across and just missed.
She's been so impressive. Definitely going to be our MVP. Look forward to talking to Sydney. And also the scholarship winner today got $1,000.
There we go.
Awarded to her. So what an afternoon for Sydney Poland of Loudonville. Great player. All Ohioan. Just a stud all the way around.
Lady Lex, nice cross. Oh. Just deflected out. It'll be a goal kick.
Yeah, there's Jocelyn with a quality cross. Just nobody able to come through with the hammer time on the other end. So we're down to our final 2 minutes of the match here. Patterson lays it off. Now, easy save this time. Little with the lone goal so far for the girls in the dark jerseys. Shout outs to Keith Swisher along with Bill Lonsinger for being the coaches here for the ladies match. Done a nice job of getting everybody involved, keeping some rotations, and also keeping them warm. Seeing some blankets over on the sideline. That's necessary.
Smart play, yeah. Seems like these girls have been in this position before.
Yeah, a lot of these girls involved in the tournament, deep into the tournament as well.
The 23-yard chip shot's good. Should we make this interesting? If they can just kick it through the uprights, give them 3 points?
I'm willing to award that. I think there's quite a few different rule changes that we'd like to make to the beautiful game. I've always been on record as saying that I would just like a 1 minute span where you're allowed to roll in a second ball. Our producer Adam would like to see if you're offsides, you then have to complete a full lap around the field before you're allowed to return back into game action. So we're getting a few different little wrinkles that we're going to put together, and we're going to have our own All-Star event down the road where I think that we're going to get some fun participation, and maybe it'll be something that'll stick. Probably not, but maybe in the All-Star round. Just kind of like we had for the girls, the basketball game a couple of years ago, and we will have the Queens of the Hardwood back where we had the 4 and the 5-point shots.
That was another embarrassing moment for myself playing as Teresa.
Oh, my gosh, I almost forgot about that.
Does she have to make an appearance again?
I think maybe here in a couple of minutes in the skills competition, Teresa just might be back. We'll find out live and free here on the OH Report. And how about Sydney Bolin? That is our player of the game. She's recognized right now by Chris Lowndes. We're going to recognize her as well as our Frito-Lay MVP. She will join us up here in the box. Again, what an incredible day for her. She's got 2 goals, 2 assists, and oh, by the way, she's an academic honor student, 3.98 GPA. All of the soccer accolades, first team All-Ohioan, first team All-Conference. It just goes on and on and on. The District Player of the Year last season as well. So we'll step aside. We'll be back. We'll have an interview with Sydney, and then the skills competition still on the way. Stay tuned.
In today's world of supply chain shortages and disruptions, having raw material or finished goods inventory on hand to fill customer orders is more important than ever. Based in North Central Ohio and with locations nationwide, including 5 throughout the Buckeye State, MWD Logistics can find your business the warehouse space needed to manage your distribution and logistic needs. Grow your bottom line with flexible warehousing solutions at MWD Logistics.
Unbox the icons and turn up every moment with Frito-Lay Variety Packs.
It's a 6-1 victory for the girls wearing the white uniforms here today at the NCOSSCA Girls All-Star event. I'm Brian Skowronski. Travis Brody joining me in the booth right now, and we've got the skills competition that's being set up, and this is brand new to this event. So they've got, I'm told, 3 different events that they're going to set up for these All-Stars, and we're in for a treat because I don't 100% know what they are, other than I believe that they're setting up something inside of the net where there are.
I think it's the corners. You got to.
Yeah, you got to be able to hit it in the corners. Yeah. It's kind of like the football thing where you throw it and you make it in the bag for the quarterback
challenge.
The quarterback challenge. That's what I'm looking for. So they're going to have that
coming back
for
too
goals.
Instead of the Pro Bowl. I love that.
As it should be. Yeah. I'm glad that the NFL finally making that decision. And it looks like Sydney Poland is looking up here, and she's being directed to come join us up in the box. So we are going to have here for our MVP interview. Maybe, Jory, if you want to go make sure that she finds her way in here. It's a little bit confusing at this brand new awesome facility here at Shelby. So I know that we're going to have, one for shooting on the net. We are going to have another one for skills dribbling for speed, where I think you have to take it down to one end, dribble it through some cones, hand it off to a teammate, and come back. So it's going to be a lot of good back and forth, and it should be fun because just because it was 6-1 in favor of the white team for the All-Star event doesn't mean that the skills competition is going to roll out that way.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's you have good defensive players, good offensive players, but skills competition, you're going against the clock, pretty much, or a net. So it evens things out. It's the best individual player, not the best team.
And I see some of the gentlemen are out there on the pitch getting warmed up, so perhaps they also are going to be involved. I know that Chris has this all under control, and I talked to him briefly before the start of the match today about, hey, what is the skills competition going to be? And he gave me a little bit of insight, but I don't know everything and all the rules, so perhaps it's going to be co-ed, and we're going to have both the boys and the ladies involved in this thing as well. I think that would be pretty fun. I hope that we do get to see the gentlemen involved in the skills competition.
Yeah, I see the district champion Worcester Generals out there warming up. How about the season they had? We saw them against Mansfield Senior.
Yeah, really, really impressive.
But I'm going to hand my headset off.
So as they are getting the skills competition all set up, we are now ready for our OH Report. Player of the game, Sydney Poland, showing out today. 2 goals, 2 assists, and oh, by the way, how about some scholarship money? Tell me about the last hour and a half for you. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been really fun. It's been an experience. You play against all these players your 4 years of high school, and then they become your teammates, and it's pretty special to play with them.
And this is a unique All-Star event. A lot of them, you'll get a couple of days to practice. Not this one, you just show up. Hey, we got on the same color jersey. It looks like we're playing with each other today. How were you able to kind of generate a vibe with some of your teammates in such a short period of time?
Yeah, I think we weren't really shy with each other. We showed up and we're like, hey, we got a goal. We got a common goal. We got to beat this team. And so that's really what I think fueled us. We played together really well and we talked really well, so it was really fun.
And individually, obviously, you were the star of stars here, and you showcased a lot of your skill set that you had. You were able to dribble around some folks. Yeah. You had a couple of nice shots. So just break down for me, kind of assess your own game today and what you thought that you were able to bring to the equation.
Yeah, God blessed me to be able to play in this game today. I'm supposed to be in a boot, actually. Last game of my season, I got hurt, and I started feeling it, and I'm like, hey, I really want to play with these guys. So I came out and I played, and God really just gave me the power to push through this game and not get hurt, and it was really fun.
Yeah, you fought through an injury today, so even more impressive what you were able to do. So give me maybe your top memory from today's All-Star event. What do you think you're going to take away from the actual competition?
Scoring's fun, but I think the most memorable is when all these girls come running up to you and you give each other high fives. It doesn't matter who scores. It doesn't matter who assists, wins, loses. just the coming together of players, and it's really special to see.
All right, now are you involved in the skills competition?
Yes, I am.
All right, what are we about to see here? What are you all going to be involved with?
Honestly, I have no idea. They told me to come up here and get interviewed, so that's what I did. I'm not sure.
All right, Sydney, well, we know that you got still a lot more to come here. You're probably going to be the most skilled player out on the pitch, so if you want to go ahead and look into that camera to wrap it up and give a shout-out to anybody that's maybe helped you throughout your high school soccer career to get you to this point, maybe just somebody that you like and you want to say what's up to.
Yeah, shout out to Greg Steffen, Ian Holford, and Lori Weber, Roy Templeman, all my coaches.
All right, that's your Frito-Lay MVP. Sydney pulling 2 goals, 2 assists, and maybe a skills competition victory as well. And oh, by the way, the scholarship money, thank you so much for giving us the time.
Thank you.
All right, congratulations to Sydney for her awesome accolades today. Good luck out there in the skills competition. Big victory for her and her squad, 6-1. They're able to... I was going to say advance, but no, there's no advancing. You just get victories
to
and you go home
to
with
the
them.
skills competition.
She does indeed, and I love her answer. Not really sure what I'm about to get into. So
Whatever, it's just whatever. So yeah,
I guess we're all about to find out together.
Absolutely. I'm excited. I see the cones are out there now. The net's set up, so it is. You got to go each corner. That's the only way you can score, probably from distance. I want to see how many people can get at top corner too. And just looking at what they're doing out here, the 40 and 45-yard lines, are we going diagonal, Brian, or are we just going up and back? I see goals on the end, so maybe through the cones into the goal, one-on-one.
Yeah, definitely got to – I know that there has to be some dribbling through the cones. That one over there, self-explanatory. You're going to have to hit it.
The bottom corners, I think, are the easiest, but the top shelf corners, that's going to be the difficult one. You got to get the elevation perfect, get that right up there, you know. So we'll have to see about that. Do you think you can go 8-ball corner pocket on these things?
Well, how many tries do I get?
I'll give you 5. How many could you make? Could you? I'd give you just the top ones though. Bottom ones, those are pretty easy if you just have aim, but it's the top ones you need the skill to do that.
I don't know where they get a shoot from. All right, let's say if I get a shoot from right at the 18, so I'm 18 yards away. If you give me 11 balls, I'm going to hit all 4
I was
pockets.
even going to give you the penalty stripe, the extra point
from
stripe down there.
Oh, come on. I might be able to do that in 5.
Get one in 5, so, you know, a 20%, one out of 5?
No, I'm going to get all 4.
Oh,
those bottom
okay.
corners, man,
No,
that's money. That's
no,
like water.
No, I said you get only the top corners.
Well, yeah, okay.
That's, yeah.
So just those top 2 corners.
Yeah.
I don't know. I might have to run down there and find out. Maybe.
I'd say the 18 for the bottom corners for you.
Well, maybe. How about this? Maybe I'll run down there, Travis. I will set up right at the line for the 18. I'm going to set myself up with 4 shots, and I'm going to try to hit those top 2 corners. See if I can hit
report
them.
Well.
Oh, I was just reminded that I was involved in an all-star
kicking competition
not that long ago.
Although from distance,
it didn't go very well.
You got it from distance, though. You kicked the 35-yarder, but the close chip shots, you completely just.
All right, so before they start getting into their activities, I get 4 shots, and I'm trying to put 1 in each corner.
Just 1 through 1, either
corner.
one of the top corners, either one of the top.
4 shots.
You get 4 shots, either just one of the top.
All right. Wish me luck.
Oh, he's going to do it. Okay, let's go. Brian is actually going to go down here and try this. Hopefully, if we could get somebody probably to go retrieve the balls for Brian too, because he's going to miss all of these on the net probably. But our great Hayden Gray is going to go down there and help him as well. But I was just he's going to come help me. Okay, well, that too. But I was kind of joking with Brian. Do you think you could do that? No, he is going to show it as he runs down there. Okay. Brian Skowronski, he did play soccer growing up. He was in organized soccer, so we will see if he can do this. As I welcome in Hayden Gray. Hey, buddy. How are you, sir?
What's up, Travis?
Oh, long time no see. Feels like forever since I saw you on the pigskin about 7 hours ago.
Yeah, sure.
Do you think Brian can get 1 of 4 balls into one of the 2 top corners? That's what he is going down to do. I was just saying, do you think you can do it? He's actually going to try and show it.
I think he can get 1 of 4 probably. I mean, I haven't watched him play soccer myself, but if it's anything like the high energy that I do see displayed around work sometimes and that I'm seeing right now, the skid down onto the field, I think if he focuses, he can get 1 of 4, 25%. If not, I would have been really interested to see Storm and Garrett try and do it.
Yes.
But Brian, probably the best chance we have on the roster here at the OH Report, I'd say.
So Skowronski getting ready. Is Chris probably thinking, what is going on right now? I do see they're setting blue cones up here around the 18, so I'm guessing they're doing it from different angles as well. Okay. But Brian, he's going to just try it straight on from the 18. I told him from the 18 he could go any corner. He had to be up on the penalty stripe to get. So here we go. Brian Skowronski. Attempt number 1 at any corner.
All right.
Can he do it?
He's going to line it up first.
Okay.
In jeans, so
that's tough too.
A little bit of a
first
handicap.
One, wide left. And also, I think he's going straight on. Don't you use the side of your foot to do that? Second shot, wide left again.
Right, he's gonna have
the
to
wind
really
is blowing left to right too that way, folks. So maybe he's trying to overcompensate with that. I'm just trying to.
He's gonna really have to get it locked in here. Just 2 balls remaining. Travis,
wide left again.
It's time for major adjustments here
He's got one more. He's got one more.
From the 2003 graduate of the high school that I am not aware of.
Kick. It hit the soccer balls.
Does that one count?
He should get one.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
I only laugh. I know he'll hear this later. I only laugh because I know we probably couldn't do any better.
No, that's the luck that we would have. We'd had the same thing. So angry we kick it and just Wow. Woo. So Brian 0 for 4. Well, that fourth one TBA because they hit the soccer balls right in front of the net, but he should have cleared those out. That's on him.
Yeah. You got to, really take in your atmosphere and your environment and judge every variable. Brian lacked to do so today, so the jaunt back up to the press box a little bit slower than the jaunt down, but a little upset to see that he wasn't going to give it one more go. But
I think he got frustrated there, Hayden.
Yeah, I think it might be time.
That was
to readjust
something. Hey, we've all been in that situation, Hayden, here at the OH Report, so we can relate and we can feel for what Brian is going through right now. However, maybe we'll see some goals scored here in this skills competition. It looks like they're just about ready to go here. They have things set up for each, so we'll let Brian catch his breath. And actually, he's just slowly making his way up here.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. It's very interesting that we're going to find out in real time what exactly we're going to see, but guys out there getting warmed up, it looks like some instructions being given to the girls. So
Chris just came in here. Did you see Brian attempt those shots, and what were your thoughts?
I think he needs some coaching for sure.
Yeah.
But we'll work with him. He seems very coachable. I think he's coachable. We can handle it. So
we'll see if Brian can make one next year at the All-Star match as well. But here he comes back in. I'd say just to help him out, just a nice little applause as he walks in, Hayden here.
We need a confidence booster.
Brian coming back in. Good effort, sir. Here, you keep the headset on. Talk with Brian here for a little bit. But Brian here, let us know our MVP or non-MVP interview with Brian.
The anti-MVP? No.
The anti-MVP back up in the booth.
I do want to know what happened on that last ball and then the anger throw right into the middle of the net and not into the corner.
Well, I think you understand where the anger throw was all factored into the equation here. Definitely I'm putting the L cap on today. I got to wear it. I was very confident stepping up there with my 4 shots that I was at least going to get one high enough and up into the corner, and I just never got the right lift on the ball that I needed. So a little embarrassed, and hopefully I'll go back to the drawing board. I'll watch the film, and I'll get better. I'll grow from this, and by next skills competition, I'll be ready to get one at least on frame.
Yeah, on the soccer pitch. At least you have a full year now. You know what you're going up against if they choose to put the same skills thing up there. So we got some training we can do. Maybe utilize some of our space at the studio to help get you ready.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be in our best interest to kind of set up an activity where, I'm not striking a lot of soccer balls throughout the week. Got to change that. Got to improve here, Hayden. And just be ready for the next one. But for now, I'll just bask in my irrelevance on the soccer pitch.
Yeah, I don't think we think that you were probably our best hope, so I really don't know what else we could have done. I don't know if anyone could have done any better.
Big League is the backup kicker for the JV team,
Hey, that's right.
and was the better kicker than I was. You want to go give it a try? Looks like we still have some time.
Looks like we got lots of time.
Travis is eyeballing.
Some of the boys are warming up down there. I don't want to interrupt.
They were down there when Brian was there. Come on, Trav.
Yeah, I didn't get any words of encouragement, or probably what I should have done was get some advice and brought some over and ask for kind of technique.
Yeah, I don't know if their warm-ups are too serious here this morning, so they probably would have been open to that. It looks like starting to get some movement down towards that area.
Okay.
See, I can't do it now. They're getting set up.
Oh, all right. There's still another open goal at the other end, I think.
Yeah, let's watch some actual All-Stars kick it. Should go a lot better. So I do have to admit, up here in the booth and watching from the 18, it doesn't look like it's that far, but it actually, you got to kick the ball kind of hard to be able to at least get it there.
Yeah, everything always looks easier till you have to go down and do it. It's definitely my experience. When you go down, it's hard to tell from the camera angle, but it is.
And you're like, oh, these kids do practice and are really talented. Imagine that.
Yeah, you'd think, having to kick a soccer ball back sometimes when we're covering matches and there might not be ball handlers there available. It's more intimidating than you think, and that's just me getting the ball back to them. So I wouldn't want to try to go down and embarrass myself.
No, I'm happy to do that for the team, Hayden.
Well, like I said, it wasn't really an embarrassment, just a rough day, rough performance outing for you, but we know that you probably have the better soccer skills on staff.
Ugh. Maybe that's not good for the staff. So, like I was saying, we need to set something up. And, of course, that is the goal and the hope and for the future down at OH Report World Headquarters is to have an area where not just us, but, of course, we can have some high school athletes down and we can compete in some sporting activities. So they've got some things lining up here, and it appears that they're going to have the ladies go first. Got a handful of them in front of the net that I was unable to hit. And also a handful of girls right in front of us as well that are about to do some dribbling through some cones.
Looks like there's a small goal set up down at the... I don't know if the boys are using that to warm up, though, or if that's part of the cone op. So I think it's part of the cones. Your guess is as good as mine.
The small nets, I think, are part of the skills activity.
I did tune in before I came over here today to a little bit of the girls' match and tuned in exactly at the right moment, seeing the comparison of this year to last year. Quite the temperatures around the same, but I think definitely more favorable playing conditions today.
Yeah, that wasn't... I don't even know what that was last year. You can't play soccer in a snowstorm. So I think this is just a warm-up. Little trial run. Got Noelle Bear of Mansfield Christian on one side.
I'm kind of looking like maybe you dribble through, run the straightaway back, and then off to the teammate.
I think we've got all three Loudonville players on the same team here in front of us.
Looks like it.
So again, I think that this is just a practice.
Yeah, those nets not liking the wind.
No.
Definitely a beautiful facility, though. I'm sure you guys have already talked about it a little bit during, or you guys did.
Yeah, brand new surface. You could tell when I was down there too. It's still got that beautiful, like, cushy feel to it. Brand new all the way around. And these, except for these bleachers, I was told donated and free to the school from Mill Iron. And these are huge. Like, you can pack a lot of people into these stands.
Yeah, you know, it's a whole different world out here, largely in part to him. Obviously, coming to school here looks completely different than when I graduated. Everything's changed, but I think for the better. It's beautiful, the campus out here now, and will be interesting to see what kind of playoff games they'll be able to host and such, too, because I think that was probably a big part of it. See as many stands as you could fit in here. Got the nice video board, the turf.
Yeah, video board, very cool. I'm sure that they can do a lot with that. They've got the full LCD screen, and pretty much sky's the limit with that. As creative as you want to get, they'll be able to. So it looks like every girl down here has had a practice run through the cones. And the gentlemen starting to get underway on their side too. So there's the boys on one side, girls on the other. That's Sydney Poland on the right, who is our MVP and the scholarship winner.
Effort definitely looking a little bit more legitimate now. I think this might be real.
So this is going to be a timed event. So how fast can you dribble through the cones and then score that goal? Sydney obviously the front runner. Maybe just these two competitions are going on
simultaneously.
Chris had mentioned trying to get 3. And here go the gentlemen for round 2.
Ooh.
Looks like it's Wootown versus Wootown. Or Lexington versus Worcester, actually.
Generals. Looking like they're going to get an easy dub on that trial.
Yeah, OCC rivals. That's a good matchup right there.
And it looks like we are starting to kick towards the skills net. Rapid fire.
So yeah, we'll pop in over here.
Right now. Oh, there's one.
So one direct hit. Let's see, so they're distributing out 1, 2, 3, 4 balls. Maybe 5, 6. Meanwhile, the fellas dribbling through the cones and some good speed being displayed on that last matchup. More Lexington versus Worcester.
It's almost like it's 3-point competition when you're trying to get it into the net with how they're kind of orchestrating it, laying it out, running from cone to cone.
Yeah, you're right. Looks like they're going to set up 4, 5 different cones with 3 balls each. And I can speak from experience. Pretty challenging to hit those top corners.
Seen a lot of dance moves right now. Maybe you should have just opted for a dance competition for the third.
Yeah, I don't know if my dance skills are much better than my soccer skills, but maybe I would be probably more confident in busting a move than busting a goal into the back of the net.
Ooh.
There's one top shelf.
Hitting the crossbar too. Pretty good accuracy. Just
and second almost went in and flat faced on the turf. I don't think she's going to the final rack. I think she just threw in the towel.
Yeah, I was going to say she just kind of took a nap.
So,
hello, Brian.
You can see down there, Travis.
Yep.
I mean, that's a pretty exhausting drill. I mean, girls just quitting 3/4 of the way through and going Betty by.
Well, I think she does have the lead after that second round as well. She had more. Very impressive that she went top shelf for most of them and knocked a couple through. Brian, you're sitting in third place right now with a 0.
That's not bad.
No, not right now. Aaron, here we go again with another one. One in. Trying that left side bottom corner. Got that accuracy on the ground though. Oh, never mind. She goes top shelf now.
Nice.
Looking like this may be our leader in the clubhouse, if there is one. Ooh.
So the last 2 off target, but made, what, 2 upstairs? And then
a couple upstairs and 3 or 4 down low, so you're now in 4th place.
Dropping rapidly. My 0 not holding up very well.
So it looks like our middle relay is done now.
Okay, so the speed is over with.
Speed has been complete. It's not. I don't think everybody participates in every one. I think it's just one per. So
yeah, it sounded like each player, each participant would get to select one that they would be a part of, and each of these are individual efforts.
And here we go again. Ball curved wide of the net. There's a liner. It goes through. And another. So 2 through.
Yeah, solid round going right here.
Oh, just off the crossbar.
And it looks like they're timed. So, like Caden said, similar to the three-point shootout they do for basketball, where you're under a clock. If you're going to set up and take your time to hit one, it's going to take down some of your chances that you could potentially have.
Now, I don't know what quite is on the other side. Are they just taking straight kicks in? I mean,
okay,
kind of like knockout?
I think Chris did explain this one to me. So what they're going to do down at the opposite end of the field is it's a back of the net challenge where you have to hit the ball and you get one shot and it has to hit the back of the net. It can't skip in. It has to be full force, full throttle in the air into the back.
Okay.
And then they're going to back up 5 yards.
Okay.
And then whoever can hit it
I get that.
From distance the furthest is your champion.
Now that I may be able to get one in. Maybe 2. From close distance, but then once we get further out, no. Oh, that got a bounce off the post and rolled in. Some English on it. I see a lot of them are aiming for that bottom left corner from the right side, so getting more of that angle across. And I don't think anybody has been eliminated from the net challenge yet either.
See,
that's net. Yeah,
that one's good. And I think we have
an elimination
on that back of the net challenge. We're looking at Izzy Arnett is participating. She's definitely going head to head with Aubrey Coleman. Down here on this side,
got a red Letterman's jacket. That's what I know. Maybe Shelby? Do you have any Shelby?
Getting off all the shots.
So, Brian, I'm sorry to say that so far even on the first 4 kicks from each one, they've all made at least one.
Yeah.
Because if we're going by, you had 4, so their first 4, I think everybody's made at least one out of their first 4.
Well, Travis, they weren't invited to the All-Star game as athletes. They asked me to come up here and talk about them, so...
That's always my excuse, too. I'm better up here than down there. That's why I'm up here.
I'm always happy for the impromptu competition.
Yeah.
Just, don't expect very much.
Right? Exactly. That's what I go into. Low expectations. It
I am
helps
old.
the psyche out.
I am wearing
Don't say
shoes
that,
from
'cause
China.
We're in our 30s, man. That's not the shoes. Yes, from China. Okay.
They are
30s the
knockoff
new 20,
Nikes.
buddy.
Well, what's 37 then?
The new 27.
Oh, it is?
30s are the new 20s. You know.
I think I felt a lot.
Hayden's
better
like a
27.
teenager. I mean.
Yeah, he barely even
It's
got
good.
a chin hair sprouting.
It's a good thing. He's looking at me angrily. It's good. It's better not the age. You don't feel it as much when you get into our age. So he did not. Let me explain. I said 30s are the new 20s. Because Brian said he's old. We're not old yet. So you're like a teenager. Yeah. Adam, he's like 20.
No mix yet here on this one until there.
The reverse jinx works. A lot of curvature on these kicks, though.
Sure. Got 2 makes on this round going right now.
Still has some good speed going, too. That one top corner. Ooh, off the crossbar. And done. So time must have, instead of them giving up, time must have run out. That's probably what happened to these girls. Instead of giving up, they just didn't have enough time.
Makes a lot more sense than just crashing right in the middle of your competition.
And it looks like we are back to our second set of matches down here on the other end as well. Looks like the boys are taking a chance at it. See, this would have been the perfect skills competition for Gene Storm. One-on-one, though. Mono a mono. Not as far back, though, but to see if they could...
So let's see. Let's say that it's untimed. They're getting the 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 total shots.
And move it up to the 5-yard line. Maybe like the extra point stripe on the 3, so a 13-yarder.
From the 18. You think
but do we
either
want to
of them
actually
make one?
Do we want them actually succeeding, though?
I do. Yeah.
So I'd say that move them up a little bit. And if they're successful with that, then move them back.
I like seeing
Get that
uncommon
confidence up,
levels
though.
of achievement when you're not expecting it.
It's true.
Unexpected victories are the best.
Take the Danville football team, for example.
Yeah, poor Cubs, man. So the boys here, oh, we've got a miss, and I think we've got a champion down here at this end for the fellas.
And we got the boys going over here. Oh, great. I'm pretty sure he only missed like 1 or 2 out of all of them. That was an amazing effort here by the white cap on the left side, but the right side, are we done?
Yeah, it looks like the boys' competition wrapped up because I saw the one gentleman miss. He sailed high over top. So hopefully Chris is going to be announcing the champions of all of these at the end of this. Because now, especially since they all have their jackets on, it's kind of tough to tell who's who out here.
But at least we don't have snow blocking our view, so we kind of know what's going on right now.
We can at least see the playing pitch.
Yes.
Let's see who's going to be coaching in the boys' game tonight. Got Chris McLenathan from Ontario, and then He's going to be on the dark side for the home team. And then the other side, we've got Huron coach Matt Asher will be joined by Wes Sellers of Norwalk. So
and Norwalk, an up-and-coming team on the boys' side. They were very competitive this year. I believe they knocked off Clear Fork in the sectional.
Now, to be fair, Norwalk has had a really good program for quite a few years running until they get into tournament. Then they've struggled, but they've been the only Sandusky Bay team to come down to Richland County and beat our teams during the tournament here, at least since I've been doing the job. So shout out to Norwalk for probably being the best SBC, most consistent boys soccer program that we have.
And I saw them earlier this season when they came down to Ontario, and they put up a fight against the Warriors. Scored a couple times, had a late rally, but Ontario was able to hold them off.
Yeah, they're solid.
Was really impressed with that Norwalk squad this year.
All right, so 2 of the 3 competitions have wrapped up. This is the last All-Star skills competition.
And we're just under 37 minutes away from that boys match. As Brian, when that begins, will put the headset down and go watch his Browns play. I believe that game is 7-7.
It is, yeah. Browns actually took a 7-0 lead, and then Miami was just able to answer on their follow-up drive. Still no score in the Steelers game.
I know, I saw that as well. I got red zone up here, but there's a liner into the bottom corner.
Marked it.
Right corner, going for the left, just wide. And he's just literally, he's kick, back up 2 steps, kick. The stamina that he has. If I did that, I'd be done after 4 kicks.
Got 14 of the 15 shots off. And I think I've only seen 1 player get off every single shot.
And that was, I don't even think I see him down there on that side anymore, but he's wearing a white cap earlier. Maybe we should... Maybe we should get G and Storm back for one day. Maybe instead of doing the podcast, we'll do our own skills competition at the studio. I know we have Papa-Shot down there. We have the football net. We should do our own little skills competition.
Papa-Shot, football,
maybe a holiday
foosball.
edition. Maybe a holiday edition of our podcast. Maybe next month before the holidays.
Basketballs. We could do dribbling.
Yeah.
I think about it. We got some football helmets. Do some blocking drills. That could get intense.
I don't want to tear an ACL before the holiday season, though, Brian.
Sometimes it's good to be laid up around the holidays. Everyone's taking care of you. Grandma delivering you snacks. Could be worse.
And an early happy holidays to everybody out there. Middle of November. You know, Thanksgiving time's coming up. Best time of the year. What is your favorite holiday side dish for Thanksgiving, Mr. Skowronski?
Many, many excellent choices.
Absolutely.
Now, so for me, I put everything together. Every bite has about 5 different dishes contained in one. I'll have turkey and ham no matter what, and then I always got to go for, I like the mac and cheese, of course. I'm a big sucker for the stuffing.
Absolutely. Stuff homemade?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a big fan of the stovetop stuffing, but homemade for Thanksgiving is the go-to.
Big time.
I'll go like a little bit of the broccoli cheese casserole,
solid.
Mashed potatoes, stuffing, turkey, ham. Gotta get the rolls.
Well, that would see if I could only pick one. Like if I get my meats no matter what, and then you're talking side dish, I want those carbs. I'm going with the rolls. I like my sandwiches, and I drizzle the
rolls
gravy
are
all
always
over.
that's the little side of the side that you get your side dish. 3 side. What's your plate? Your plate is your 2 meats, 3 sides, and then 2 rolls. So what is the turkey, the ham?
Definitely mac and cheese.
Okay.
No matter what, got to have the stuffing too, and then that third one is a tough one. Some great options out there. There are a few different casseroles, of course, that you can go with.
Green bean, broccoli. I mean, sometimes we got sweet potatoes.
Mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes, absolutely.
You know, I like my sweet potatoes a lot, and especially the way that my family makes them with the marshmallows, a little bit candied on top. So it's like it's creamy on the bottom, and then up top there's a little bit of a crust that forms. So I'd probably go with that.
Also, cranberry sauce. Yes or no?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And my favorite cranberry sauce comes from Bob Evans.
Absolutely. Hands down, my
what they're
friend.
doing.
Hands down. Yeah. Every time I go to Bob Evans for dinner, I'm like, I gotta get the turkey dinner. That's another one. Glazed baby carrots. Thoughts on the glazed baby carrots?
I think I'm a fan of all food. I don't think if you just keep naming things, you're not going to get any place where I'm not happy. I don't
Now,
think.
if you get to like the greens, not green beans. Green beans, broccoli are good, but then Brussels sprouts, no.
I do.
Can't do the Brussels sprout.
Yep.
Can't do the asparagus.
Oh,
Can't
and I
just do
love
it.
collard greens.
Collard greens.
Do you do collard greens for the holidays?
No, but I've heard they're good. Cornbread.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. Now, the night before Christmas, on Christmas Eve, my family almost always gets together and everybody brings their own style of cornbread, breadstick, and then multiple types of chili. So in Colorado, green chili is really the real chili. So we'll have mixtures of that with like chicken and some beef, and then of course we'll have the standard red chili that you Ohioans, that's what you think of when you think chili. So I almost like that more than like the traditional Christmas fixins that you get.
It's just holiday traditions that you like.
Gotta love it.
Usually Christmas Eve night, it's my mom and stepdad will be wrapping presents. We'll have the record player playing some tunes. Christmas Vacation be on the TV. Everybody will have a nice little beverage, night cocktail, and that's how we spend our Christmas Eve. And we'll get up at like 7 in the morning, open the gifts, and mom will make cinnamon rolls, and that's in the Berardi household. That's how the Beraldo household. That's
how it's done.
Yeah. But my mom is hosting Thanksgiving this year, and we go all out with the family, so I cannot wait to get back home in a couple of weeks for that. Are you guys doing your normal Bob Evans order out, or
no, not
Dory
anymore?
Dory
so
gets into the cooking.
Yeah, my wife likes to cook a lot, so we did Bob Evans I think 3 years in a row.
I know you invited me over one year for that when I had to stay up here. It was during Mansfield Senior State title run because they had the game the next day.
And then since we've had our pellet grill for the last 3 years,
clutch,
dude, making a turkey on that thing, next level.
Yeah, the smoked turkeys are really coming to throughout the country. I mean, it's been here for a long time in certain areas, but now it's with all the new smokers and everything like that. That's a legit way to cook your turkey.
Now this round started with so much promise. He hit 2 in the top shelf, and I think
we
missed
get
his
back
last
to the
7
skills competition. And time ran out too. I think he's focused more on aiming than just going after it. Sometimes you'll see that in the 3-point competition too. They'll just chuck it up just to get all the balls through. But you have to have that perfect mixture of accuracy and speed to get through everything.
So it looks like all the Worcester players have made their way through the skills competition. There's maybe one more athlete to go.
Yep, they're resetting.
And then again, I'm hoping that Chris is going to come tell us who won.
That would help.
So it's kind of finally what we said, Adam. If someone wants it, then that's what you have to do. Half the price.
The beauty of this game is, we cover quite a bit of soccer here on the OH Report, and at one point in time, we've probably had everybody that's participating today, but just not having the full familiarity. It is neat to see all these different athletes come together for one day, one event, and just try to show out.
Yeah, we've had, just going over the boys' side with Ashland, we've had them many times. Clear Fork this year, Lexington, we've had their run so many times. Madison, Mansfield Senior, Sean Putt, we've had them football and soccer.
Nice.
Mansfield Christian, like I said, we had them in a regional. Mount Vernon even as well, we've had highlights of that. Ontario, Worcester, they've been on live streams this year. Huron, Norwalk, we had highlights of them. Perkins, Port Clinton, St. Peter's, we had them. Vermilion and Willard, all these teams. So familiar to the OH Report in the last few years, but all together now today. The SBC versus the Mansfield area.
Yeah, pretty cool.
And you got to think these SBC players want to get it done today because of what we said. The North Central Ohio, the Mansfield area has just been somewhat better. They've gotten their things together quicker than
somewhat
up on the lake. Somewhat, yes. But little bulletin board material. They want to get the win today. They want to show that they're right there with our area.
It's definitely going to be a tough test for them. And how about Angelo Gasper of St. Peter's? He getting put on the side over with the SBC squads, but
he's had a lot of saves this year.
He's been unbelievable. He's an impressive athlete, actually. For his size, I think he's about 240 pounds. And he moves really well. I got to watch him at practice. Gets after it, and probably should be a key impact player for the SBC squad today.
I think we're on our final competitor. Nailed that to the bottom left corner. Right corner. He's trying to go all four.
Yeah, and I recognize it. I believe that's Cal Evero down there of Mansfield Christian who's going to be the final competitor. So,
are they resetting?
Maybe one more?
Maybe one more. Yes, it is. They're resetting.
I think everyone's looking up here and they're saying, hey, we need Travis Barty to come down and see how many he can drill.
I will save everybody the horror by not accepting today.
I respectfully decline.
I respectfully decline, sir. Thank you for the invitation, but I will decline. And I believe we got... I see some green. So is this Griffin Blakely?
It is indeed, and...
even the goalkeeper's getting in on this.
Well,
he played both, but he did play both.
He's a two-way type of guy. He can play forward. He can play in the net. Really exciting player for Clear Fork.
And here we go.
He's got some rage against the machine to kick to. I mean, you know his power ability is going to go way through the roof.
Ooh, just... No, it did. It bounced in.
And now for Griff, I'm not sure if he was allowed to. Since he's a lefty, I probably would have started from the other side. Tougher angle coming this way.
And he's taking a lot of time, too.
Well, that's because he's trying to set up that left foot.
Oh.
So he's just taking one shot from there, and now from here. Great pace, though.
Nope, that's it.
All right, so Griff made just one, right?
Now, yeah, I think so, because there's a gap underneath the bottom of the net, so I don't know if that's... So I don't know if that counts if you go underneath the bottom of the net. Does that count, or do you have to get in the corner? Because the net does not drop all the way down to the ground.
Well, I see Chris Laux down there. He's got a clipboard in hand. Hopefully he's got all the different winners. And I see Chris McClenathan also on the phone calling up here to the booth. And maybe we'll get some announcements of who did what. I can tell you one thing. Our camera lady
is not warm.
She's got on her winter boots, though. She's got on her heated jacket.
Now, you expected it at least last night. We had 12 amazing weeks of weather. You knew it was coming, and it did last 2 nights of football, and then today into soccer, that we'd finally get that winter weather.
It has arrived. Definitely chilly here today at Shelby.
And I know you had one pretty wicked day of soccer during the sectional round.
Yeah.
But we were really blessed with some great weather throughout the fall season.
It was probably the best season that we've ever had for weather in North Central Ohio since I've been doing this job for about a dozen years. No complaints here. Had a lot of fun Friday nights and all the other games in between. Teams getting to state competition all the way around. Got to see State Final Four in our own backyard for soccer. For our
Congratulations to Lima Shawnee as well for winning the state championship. And
Very
then Copley
cool.
as well, the team that knocked off Lexington. They were just one of the most complete girls soccer teams that I have seen since moving up here to North Central Ohio.
So you see that guy walking from left to right on your screen with the clipboard? That
at the 30, the
Chris
35,
Laux.
and goes out of bounds to the 37-yard line.
We'll see what he does now that he is out of bounds.
Well, is he going to try? I don't know. Never mind. Oh, wait. The curve of that pass. He knows what he's doing. He said up here while you were going on, he said you just need a little coaching as well. He's willing to give you some coaching for next year's skills competition.
Take some tips, sure.
Yes.
I'll be working behind the scenes in the off season. I'll be back and better than ever. But it looks like the fellas are just 23 minutes away from getting their game underway. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to end this stream. If you want to find out who won the skills competition, you got to tune into the boys live stream. I believe Chris is going to come up here with all of the results. So do want to thank all of our generous sponsors for bringing you the action live and free, including Directions Credit Union. As a nonprofit financial cooperative, Directions Credit Union is different by design. Directions isn't just lower fees and better rates, it's a better way to bank. Frito-Lay, where it's always good fun. Sutton Bank, earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. The Clear Fork Athletic Boosters, along with the Ontario Athletic Boosters, and MWD Logistics. If you need a warehousing and logistics partner that gets your storage needs taken care of, store and move your inventory seamlessly into your customers' hands with MWD Logistics. For all my boys and lady up here for the OH Report, I'm Brian Skowronski. Thanking you all for watching, and we've got more action on the way right here from Shelby. Keep it locked.